Hi, welcome to Popalong RC. So today I'm going to finally get around to building this original Mardave Cobra. So a little while ago, a friend of the channel, RC Steve, donated this to the channel in the hope that we were going to build it and get it back out racing again, which is fully what we intend to do. Now, I haven't built one of these ever since I was about 15, and in fact it wasn't a Cobra, it was a Mardave Meteor. Cue the picture. Look a little bit younger in that picture, don't I? But anyway, I never got around to getting one of these because my mum and dad said I couldn't have one. But we got one now, so let's get on with it. Right, so here we go. Managed to get everything out of the box, and it all looks really good. Everything's still in bags and looks really quite nice. So obviously that's the front shock mount there. Drive shafts, rear wing, original stickers. Look at those. I bet they're worth a few quid just on their own. We've got original tyres, original shocks still in bags. Look at this. What have we got here? Slipper clutch. Yep, slipper clutch. Ball races, which still turn, which is good. Steering mechanisms. It is literally spur gear. It is literally all here. Battery mounts. Original wheels as well. This is, I guess, how they used to do it back in the day, and it was, well, this is about as good as the instructions get. You've got a blown up diagram here, and you've got a manual here which tells you how to, I guess, put the thing together. Price list. Look at this price list. So we've got, that's interesting. Wow, look how cheap everything is. The anodised chassis, £13.95p. Wow, imagine that now. You're talking, I don't know, for the associated buggy over there. Oh, zoom in. You're talking, well, certainly not £13. Now, talking about the chassis, there it is. Now I have properly buffed that up. As you can see, it was a little bit kind of rustic, and now I have buffed it up. And I managed to countersink these two screws here in the middle. Hello, you can see me. It's like a mirror. It's amazing. For the servo, because we used to have to stick servos in with servo tape, and they never quite worked. You go over a bump where the car would get wet, and the servo would come unstuck. Not only have I got this, RC Steve donated one of these as well. So we've got a spare car, and I'm probably just, for reference, when I'm building it, look at that. Also, in this box here, we have got another one. So there it is, a few more bits on that one. The old wiper board jobby on there, speed controller. A couple of body shells, which I'm hoping to get professionally painted. I am not doing it because I want this to be an amazing looking car. I think it deserves it after all this time. So there you go. I guess we should really get on with this. Okay, first bits are on here. Then obviously we get the shock tower, which fits beautifully on there. There we go. Back on, looking really nice. I like the way they use these. I forgot all about these. These kind of self-tappers and that. You don't obviously tend to use these anymore. So yeah, so it's hinge pin time, and that is a tight old fit in there, let me tell you. Okay, it's on. It's a little bit stiff, so I'm gonna just give that a little bit of a manipulation with the pliers, and I think that'll be good to go. Sweet, isn't it? Almost like nails, these bits here. In fact, they probably were, with the heads cut off, and these literally go in here. I'll have to Dremel these bits off because they're a bit sharp, but yeah, we're getting there with it. So quite an interesting part I'm at now is that basically this is the front wheel axle, and I'll take it out. It's got a little hole through it, and you line that up, and to stop it spinning, line it up there. To stop it spinning through, you just put one of these through it, but of course it has to go through this part here. Okay, so that's the first bit done. Obviously these lengths need adjusting. I'm not going to mess around with that just yet. Okay, so that's as far as I've got. So the whole front end's on. I'm not going to worry about measuring these up yet. I'm just going to build it and do that up at a later date. Clearly they're out, I can see that, but this is all good and it's free, and that's all good. Got the battery compartment in here. What I have noticed though, now this was the diff that was in the kit. This is obviously a pre-used one, so I think what happened was, because I've got two other ones here, I think there was obviously an issue with it, so they took the old one out of here and put the new one in here. Now if I listen to if I feel the rotation here, it's actually quite nice. It's super smooth, that one, as is this one. So I think I'm just gonna take this one apart here and take the diff out and just grease it and oil it up and use that one. Right, so I've got the gearbox out of this one, and here's where we are. Actually, it's in good nick. I want this to be a new car basically, so I'm going to put these new gearbox housings together, put the new bearings in there. I am going to take this diff apart, but not going to remove the thrust race bearings because I've done that before and they go everywhere and I don't want that to happen. But this is a bit green and gunky in here, so I'll just re-grease all the balls in there, tighten it back up, stick it in. Right, so I found some old silicone grease I had lying around. Don't tend to use it now because all the cars I've got use gear diffs, so ball diffs are a little bit alien to me, if I'm honest. So trying to put the balls back in here. Okay, that's that done. It is now super duper smooth and looking very, very clean. So it's time to put it back in the gearbox now. Nice new motor plate, and it seems a bit of a crime not to buff this up really. So there we go, look at that. Oh, lovely. Let's stick that one now. Time for the slipper clutch. Ball raced slipper clutch unit. So there we are. I thought that was a bit weird for a minute, putting the ball race in there, but seems to be okay. So there you go. That does actually look really quite nice. Right, the chassis isn't quite a rolling chassis until we put the wheels on, so let's put the wheels on. Original Mardave tyres. So I am toying with the idea of putting this LRP ICS ESC in. That is an oldie. I don't even know if the thing works, but I'm trying to keep this as, you know, old and classic as I possibly can. There's no point putting a really fast brushless system in this or whatsoever. What's the point of that? It just tear the gearbox apart. So maybe I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably put that in there. So there she is in all of her glory. The only thing left to do, are the shock absorbers, which I will do next. Okay, it is shock building time. Quite looking forward to putting these together. They look pretty nice. Just come out a little bit, as to be expected. Okay, let's just wipe the excess off. There we go. Actually, it's not bad. It doesn't seem much rebound. Okay, shock's done and ready to put on the car. So 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Shocks are now on. Looking really good. Actually, they got lovely shock action, to be fair. For 30-year-old shocks, pretty nice. Time to put the electrics in now. Okay, so I had every intention of making this into a real classic kind of build. However, this doesn't seem to work, and there's a hole in the bottom of it. Not great. So I reckon that's probably had it. So that kind of rules that out, unfortunately. So what I am going to do for now is I'm going to put my old trusty 1060 hobby wing in there. I've cut the switch off because I don't need a switch in there, and I'm going to just put these wires on, make it look a bit funky, keep the servo in it that was originally in it, and probably going to have to make space for the LiPo battery in there. Have found this though. This is quite nice. 13 turn. Apparently, this can handle, I think they say up to a 12 turn. So that should be right with that. So that's what I'm going to do for now, in the hope that actually, as time goes on, I can accumulate some classic retro stuff to fit this car. To fit in this car, as and when I intend on racing it. So there we go, an almost complete build of the Mardave Cobra. I say almost because the body shell's been sent off now to be professionally painted. So there will be a part 2 to this video. So hopefully that comes back and looks amazing. But it's pretty much there. It's a bit of a shame that the old technology that I was going to put in it failed. Not surprising really, you know, being that was probably over 30 years old. Hopefully in the not too distant future we can swap all those new bits back with old bits, hence the reason I've kept this aerial here, because I'm on the lookout for some 27 megahertz radio as well, just so I can feel like a little boy all over again. Anyway, so there you go. Big thank you and a big shout out to RC Steve. Thank you very much for donating this to the channel. This car will get used in some vintage races this year in the summer, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to doing. Anyway, listen, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and we'll see you again on another video.